When I was 10 years old, my grandfather brought me out fishing for the first time. His dad was a fisherman, and my father was a fisherman. I would watch them pull 40-pound salmon from the river, but that day we went to a pond. My grandfather said, "You need to learn how to fish in a pond before fishing in the mighty Celilo." As we floated in the water, he taught me how to tie the worms to the hook and cast out my line. I remember thinking, we're going to catch a huge fish. We waited for what seemed like forever for a bite. Then I felt it. First a little tug, and then a hard tug. I held the pole firm and started to reel it in. It was hard. I kept pulling and reeling, and then before I knew it, the pole snapped. Luckily, my grandpa was helping me hold the pole. As he pulled the fish closer to the boat, I thought to myself, this must be one of those huge 40-pound fish. When we brought it in, the fish was as big as a pencil. I thought to myself, how could this little fish put up such a strong fight? My grandpa told me, "Charlie, we need to throw this one back. We can't eat it, and it's wrong to catch fish that we don't use." He took it off the line and handed it to me. I looked into its eyes and then cast it back into the pond.
When I was 6 years old, I asked my dad if I could learn to ride a bike. My dad is a fisherman. He quit horse riding years ago, but my dad still taught me how to ride a horse. After 10 years old, a year ago, I got a little better, but one day I fell off the horse. I hurt my leg and got a very big cut. My dad took me to the healer's house. It was a little scary and spooky, but the healer healed me. I felt a little better. The cut kind of burned. Now I'm 20 years old, 5 years later, and live with my husband Wilson and have 2 daughters named Kamora and Anaya. They are both in 5th grade, about to go to middle school. Kamora had a Celilo celebration with her class, and I made the most beautiful dress in the whole class. She told me everybody complimented her. And her necklace I got from the shop that worth millions. That was passed down a generation from the Celilo Falls generation tree. Now I'm the best horse rider in the whole entire world.
Hello, my name is Michael. I am 21 years old. I am a farmer. I like to spend the afternoon planting in the garden. Me and my dad go out to bring some potatoes and carrots. In my free time, I like to read and eat some snacks. Living in Celilo Falls is beautiful because I can swim in the waterfall. When the ceremony starts, me and my grandpa wrap some fruits to eat. They are very crunchy. I still remember when the watermelons crunch in my mouth. I remember when I was 5 years old, I ate an apple inedible. It was not edible because it was rotten. I remember when I fell and had an idea so that it would not hurt. I love living in Celilo Falls.
Mi nombre es María, vivo en Celilo Falls. El arca sirve para atrapar peces, me lo dio mi tío. Es importante porque es nuestra comida para sobrevivir. Podemos vender los peces y comprar más comida. El arca es muy filosa, debemos saber usarla. Mi tío me dijo que no toque la punta. Tal vez se lo dé a una persona importante de mi familia. María López García, y aquí Celilo Falls.
It was my 12th birthday. I was so happy. We had a sleepover and pillow fights and presents. My cousin got me a bag. I've always pleaded for a cool bag. My other ones always tear apart. It was so pretty. I always used the bag. My sister and me, we always walk to Celilo Falls with our cousins. I always bring my special bag to schools, trips, everywhere I go. I always love my bag. It was the best bag in the world. From Lizzie Leo, Yakima Nation, Celilo Falls, 1957.
My bag was with me since I was 12, when it was me and my sister's Lizzie's 12th birthday. My cousin Annie Lee came to our house for a birthday sleepover. We danced, played until presents. Annie gave us our presents. It was her homemade bags. My sister got blue and I got gold and black. We continued playing next to Celilo Falls. It was the best birthday ever.
Hello, my name is Juliet. This is my writing about wood artifact. I hope you have a great time. What was getting into it? Learning how to make artifacts, and it is like an object. And me, 5 years old, and a woodcutter. Wow, I love to cut wood. One time I made my first artifact. I always had to focus, and then I started making more when I got older. Now I can get giant fish, but now that the woodcutter is so old, it does not even work no more. But I think I can fix it. I had a way to fix it, and I had a lot of experience, and I adored it. Some people think that it is impressive to be able to do wood artifact. Well, by my Jane.
Put the microphone right up to your voice.
Celilo Falls Glory Seal was learning how to make a book that people would buy. I wrote about a sillies looking for a friend, but that would be boring, so I added a bantam with my spear, a big water sniff, and an alien sniff in the waterfalls. It was so bizarre, but I spelled some words wrong, so I had to fix that. But in the end, I made a big cool book, and it had my spear in it.
I remember learning how to woodcut. I was 7 years old when I first got my saw. I was super keen to start cutting trees. I was 8 when I cut my first tree. I ended up cutting my finger off. It hurt severely badly. My dad taught me how to properly cut trees. Soon after, I successfully cut my first tree. Now I mostly cut tree trunks that come in from the trains of the local railroad. I was 5 years old. My grandpa tried to help me catch my first fish. I fell into the pond that day, and it was a pretty tough day. Almost every fish I tried to catch got away. 10 years later, I'm 11. I caught my first fish. I was excited. But the treasure that was lost by the dam that took Celilo Falls will always be in the people that lived here, memories. It was very sad when we lost Celilo Falls. No one was happy. We tried to stop them, it never worked. Caught another fish today. 40-pound fish. Everybody was proud of me. I wasn't. Still sad that Celilo was gone. How I became a singer. One day when I was 11, I went to the first Salmon Feast. While I was waiting, I heard music. I really liked the music and hummed along. That's what inspired me to become a singer. A day after the ceremony, I was practicing to be a singer. I trained for hours on end. My mom and dad didn't like the idea of me being a singer. They wanted me to be a fisherman or a saleswoman, but I wanted to be a singer. They said I had 1 year before I could be a singer. If I was not a singer by then, I had to quit. But I thought it was good enough. I went to a company to be a singer. and they said I could be a singer. Yay! I really like to sing. A lot of people like me, and my parents were proud of me. I believe if you chase your dream, you will succeed.
When I was 5 years old, my grandpa built a fishing net. Later, he died. He fell in the water. Then my dad got the fishing net. When I hit 10 years old, my dad gave the fishing net to me. So then I started fishing ever since. He gave that fishing net to me, and one day when I have kids, I might give it to them, and they will pass it on to their kids when I die. By Jay in the Yakima Nation.
Once when I was 8 years old, me and my mom were going to cook some fish. And the cooking pan was in the basement. And my mom said, if I can get the pan. And I said yes. When I went down there, I saw this bizarre, unfamiliar box. And was wondering what was in it. When I got up there, I put it on the couch, then went in the kitchen. I said, Mom, what is this box that was in the basement? Then we walked over to the couch. She said, oh my, I forgot about that. And she said, this dress was a very special dress. My mom would wear it to every ceremony. It was beautiful. My mom said when the next ceremony is, I can wear it. When the next ceremony came, everyone was throwing their arms up in the air because this dress belonged to my grandma, who they appreciate very much. And the next second, everyone was silent. And I think most of them were crying. Because someone said, it was a beautiful river. And they started crying so hard. I started to cry so hard too. And it was a very, very, very happy but sad moment. And I can never forget about that moment.